In Ujung Kulon National Park, the rainforest is a world of shadows and secrets. Here, sunlight barely reaches the forest floor, filtered through layers of tangled leaves and ancient branches. The air is thick with humidity, and every step is muffled by a carpet of fallen leaves and moss. Every sound hints at hidden life: rustling leaves, a distant bird call, the soft snap of a twig. The forest is alive with creatures that remain unseen, their presence betrayed only by the faintest movement or sound. Deep within this green labyrinth, a heavy, silent presence moves, almost invisible, a living relic from another age. It glides through the undergrowth with surprising grace for its size, leaving barely a trace. This is the Javan rhinoceros, a master of camouflage and solitude. With only a handful left in the wild, it is one of the rarest large mammals on Earth, a true survivor from a time when giants roamed these forests. Its gray, armored skin blends perfectly with the dappled shadows as it forages quietly, using its sensitive, prehensile upper lip to pluck tender shoots and leaves from the undergrowth. Each meal is a careful, deliberate act, shaped by centuries of adaptation to this dense, unforgiving habitat. Such moments, catching even a glimpse of this elusive animal, are now among the rarest on Earth. Most will never see a Javan rhino in the wild, and even researchers can spend years searching for a single sighting. Imagine witnessing this: a creature unaware of your presence, lost in its ancient rhythm, moving through the forest as it has for millennia. To see a Javan rhino is to glimpse a living piece of prehistory, a connection to a world that is rapidly disappearing. The rhino's life is ruled by the search for food, cool mud to wallow in, and the constant need to remain hidden from threats. Its days are spent wandering the forest, seeking out the best feeding spots and the safest pools to bathe in. The instinct to remain unseen is its greatest defense. In a world where danger can come from any direction, blending into the shadows is a matter of survival. This secrecy has helped it survive for centuries, but it has also made the Javan rhino a ghost, one that could vanish forever before most people ever have the chance to see it. The forest holds its breath as the rhino passes, leaving behind only the faintest traces: a footprint pressed into the mud, a broken branch, a subtle disturbance in the undergrowth. These are the silent signatures of its presence. For those who dedicate their lives to protecting the species, these clues are precious. Each track, each sign, is proof that the Javan rhino endures, a fragile hope in a world of uncertainty. But for how much longer? The question lingers in the humid air, heavy with the weight of responsibility and the fear of loss. The fate of this ancient giant hangs by a thread, its future uncertain. In the heart of the rainforest, the shadow in the undergrowth waits, hoping for a tomorrow that is never guaranteed. The Javan rhinoceros is called a ghost for good reason. Its presence is felt more than seen, a shadow moving silently through the heart of the rainforest. This rare animal is so elusive that even seasoned wildlife trackers can spend years in its habitat without ever catching a glimpse. Few have ever seen one in the wild. The forest seems empty, but somewhere, hidden in the thick undergrowth, the Javan rhino moves with quiet purpose, leaving only the faintest trace of its passing. Unlike its African cousins, it hides deep in Java's dense rainforests, living a life of near-total seclusion. The thick, tangled vegetation offers both sanctuary and secrecy, making the Javan rhino one of the most mysterious large mammals on Earth. This elusive nature is a survival strategy, honed over centuries to evade predators, especially humans. Every movement is cautious, every step calculated, as if the rhino knows it is being hunted, even when the forest is silent. Studying the Javan rhino is a challenge. Scientists rely on footprints, dung, and marks on saplings. These subtle clues are pieced together like a puzzle, revealing the secret life of a creature that rarely shows itself. Camera traps now offer rare glimpses: mothers with calves, males wallowing, rhinos foraging at night. Each short video or blurry photo is a window into a world few will ever witness firsthand. Each image is a treasure, reminding us these are living, breathing individuals, not just statistics. Behind every photograph is a story of survival, resilience, and the ongoing struggle to remain unseen. Adult Javan rhinos are solitary, needing large, undisturbed territories. They roam vast stretches of forest, rarely crossing paths with others of their kind, each animal a solitary guardian of its own hidden domain. They communicate through scent marking, leaving subtle signals for others. These invisible messages are the rhino's way of saying, "I am here." In a world where direct encounters are rare, their quiet existence is perfectly suited to their ghostly reputation. Moving like a whisper through the mist, the Javan rhino is a master of disappearing into the green shadows. But this solitude also makes their survival precarious. As their forests shrink, so too does the space they need to thrive, and isolation can become a trap. Their world is shrinking, and their future is uncertain. Deforestation and habitat loss threaten to erase the last strongholds of this ancient species, pushing them ever closer to the edge. The Javan rhino's life hangs by the slenderest of threads. Yet, as long as these ghosts still walk the forests, there remains hope that their story is not yet finished. The Javan rhinoceros is not just endangered, it's one of the world's most critically endangered mammals. Fewer than 80 remain, all confined to Ujung Kulon National Park. This single location is both sanctuary and risk. One disaster could wipe out the entire species. Historically, Javan rhinos ranged from India to Southeast Asia, but relentless hunting and habitat loss erased them from all but this last refuge. The last Vietnamese Javan rhino was poached in 2010. A stark warning. With so few left, inbreeding threatens their genetic health, making them more vulnerable to disease and environmental change. Conservation isn't just about protection, it's about managing genetics and habitat for long-term survival. Every rhino is a carrier of hope for the future. The survival of the Javan rhino depends on science, vigilance, and hope. Their existence is a delicate balance on the edge of extinction. The world is watching and time is running out. Poaching remains the greatest threat to the Javan rhino's survival. Driven by myths about the medicinal value of its horn, poachers risk everything for a prize smaller than a human hand. Even a single loss is devastating for such a tiny population. Rangers in Ujung Kulon are the rhino's last line of defense, patrolling dense jungle and dismantling deadly snares. Their work is dangerous and relentless, facing armed criminals in unforgiving terrain. Despite their efforts, poaching attempts persist, forcing constant vigilance and innovation. The fight against poaching is a battle against greed and ignorance. It's a struggle for the soul of our relationship with nature. For the Javan rhino, it's a fight for survival. Every day the battle continues. Beyond poaching, habitat loss is an insidious threat closing in on the Javan rhino. Java's dense human population pushes ever closer to the park, squeezing the rhino's world. Inside the park, invasive arenga palms choke out native plants, creating food deserts for the rhinos. Conservation teams fight back, clearing palms to restore the forest's natural balance. Rising sea levels and climate change threaten the low-lying coastal habitat. The park's isolation makes the rhinos vulnerable to disaster. Establishing a second population is urgent. Ujung Kulon is a fragile fortress in a changing world. The rhino's sanctuary is shrinking. At the heart of the Javan rhino's survival are the park rangers of Ujung Kulon. These men and women are more than just protectors. They are the living shield between one of the world's rarest animals and extinction. Every day they rise before dawn, don their uniforms, and step into the wild, knowing that their presence is the rhino's best hope. For them, protecting the rhino is a sacred duty, often passed down through generations. Many rangers grew up hearing stories of the rhino from their parents and grandparents, and now they carry that legacy forward, teaching the next generation what it means to be a guardian of the forest. Their patrols last weeks, navigating dense jungle and enduring heat, rain, and insects. The terrain is unforgiving. Thick vines, slippery mud, and sudden downpours are daily challenges. Yet the rangers press on, driven by a sense of purpose that goes beyond any ordinary job. They search for signs of poachers, dismantle snares, and protect every creature in the park. Each trap they remove could mean the difference between life and death for a rhino or another endangered animal. Their vigilance is constant, their resolve unwavering. One ranger said, "The rhino cannot speak for itself. It cannot ask for help or plead for mercy. We are its only voice in this world. We must be its voice. We must be its shield." This sense of responsibility is deeply personal for many rangers who see the rhino's struggle as their own. We must be its shield. Every day they put themselves at risk, facing not only the dangers of the wild, but also the threat of armed poachers. Their work goes beyond law enforcement. They're also citizen scientists, maintaining camera traps and recording vital data. They track animal movements, monitor plant growth, and document changes in the ecosystem, providing crucial information for conservation efforts. Their intimate knowledge of the forest is invaluable to conservation. They can read the land like a book, noticing subtle changes that others might miss, and guiding researchers to the places where rhinos still roam. These unsung heroes are the true guardians of the last Javan rhinos. Their teamwork and camaraderie are the backbone of the park's protection efforts. Without their courage and dedication, the species would not survive. Their determination is written on their faces in every step they take through the undergrowth. Every patrol is a stand against extinction. Each journey into the forest is a promise to the rhino and to future generations that they will not give up. Their commitment is a beacon of hope. In the face of overwhelming odds, they remain optimistic, believing that their efforts can turn the tide. The rhino's fate rests in their hands. Every footprint they find, every sign they record, is a reminder of what's at stake. They are the forest's silent protectors, standing watch so that the Javan rhino and the wild heart of Ujung Kulon can endure for generations to come. Despite the odds, hope remains for the Javan rhino. Conservationists, the Indonesian government, and local communities work together to protect the species. Rhino protection units patrol the park, deterring poachers and safeguarding every rhino. Teams clear invasive palms, restoring native food plants and expanding the rhino's habitat. Satellite images show rhinos returning to these restored areas. The most ambitious plan, establishing a second population through careful translocation. Moving even a few rhinos is risky, but essential to prevent a single disaster from wiping them out. Community engagement is key. Education and alternative livelihoods turn neighbors into allies. When locals benefit from conservation, they become the rhino's strongest advocates. This holistic approach, protection, restoration, translocation, and partnership, offers real hope. The ghost of the forest may yet survive. Losing the Javan rhino would be more than the extinction of a species. It would be a profound failure of stewardship. Each species is a unique masterpiece of evolution, and its loss is irreversible. Protecting the rhino preserves entire ecosystems, safeguarding countless other species and vital resources. The rhino is an umbrella species. Saving it means saving its world. We have a moral responsibility to act. These animals have a right to exist. Our choices reflect our character as a global community. The struggle of the Javan rhino is a mirror of our values. What kind of world do we want to leave behind? The fate of the Javan rhino is in our hands. To fail them is to fail ourselves. Saving the Javan rhino may seem daunting, but every individual can make a difference. Start by learning and sharing the rhino's story. Awareness sparks action. Support organizations like the International Rhino Foundation and WWF. Even small donations help fund rangers, equipment, and habitat restoration. Make conscious consumer choices. Never buy products made from endangered wildlife. Be a responsible tourist. Choose eco-friendly operators who support conservation. Your purchasing power and travel choices matter. Use your voice as a citizen advocate for stronger wildlife protection laws and support leaders who prioritize conservation. Write to your representatives and demand action for biodiversity. The fate of the Javan rhino is not sealed. There is still hope. That hope lies with rangers, scientists, and people like you. Every action counts. Together, we can ensure the Javan rhino's story continues. The future of this ancient giant depends on us all.